All right, so remember, it says write the standard form of the equation of each line given the slope and y-intercept. Okay, so that means that we know the slope and the y-intercept, so we can put it into slope-intercept form, right? Because m is my slope and my y-intercept is b. Okay, so that's the easy part. I can say y equals, what's my slope? Negative 1 over 4 x, and what's my b? Minus 1. That's easy, right? That's just putting numbers where they belong in my formula. But I need to turn this to standard form. Remember, standard form is ax plus by equals c. I need all of my a, b's, and c's. They all have to be whole numbers. And my number in front of y needs to be positive. Those are the two things that I need for standard form. Okay? Where's your pencil? Take it out, please. Write this down. Okay, so does that... All right. So here I go. Now that I have it in standard form, slope-intercept form, I need to change it to standard form. So I just need to do some moving stuff around. It's just simply following those steps that I've given you. Okay? Simply following these steps. So I don't have parentheses. Okay? I don't have like terms to combine, but I can add the opposite. So remember, my goal is to move this over here, but it has to be a whole number. So I want to get rid of this bottom number here. Okay, so to do that, I need to multiply both sides. Okay, so I need to multiply both sides by this bottom number of my fraction. And I can't forget to do that. So I'm going to multiply this side by 4, and I'm going to multiply this side by 4. But see now I have parentheses, don't I? I have parentheses? Yes? So I need to use this distributive property. I need to multiply this times that. So what's 4 times y?
4y.
So I'm going to bring down 4y. Okay? When I multiply this times this, and I'm going to do it off to the side, I have a negative 1 over 4, right? And I'm going to multiply it by 4. I'm going to turn my 4 into a fraction. Let me show you why it eliminates, okay? I can do some cross-canceling, right? 4 goes into 4 one time, right? So now I have negative 1 times 1 becomes what? Negative 1. 1 times 1 is what? 1. So negative 1 divided by 1 becomes what? Negative 1. I have negative 1x. I eliminated.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what is a negative 1 times 4 now? Negative 4. I am multiplying 4 times this and then 4 times this. Distributive property. Okay. So all I did was use distributive property on both sides. Matthew? I multiplied 4 times y. There's nothing else in that parentheses. It gave me 4y. I multiplied my 4 times this 1/4. It gave me a negative 1. Here's that work. I multiplied 4 times a negative 1. It gave me a negative 4. So now I'm closer to this. Now all my A, my B, and my C are whole numbers, right? But my negative 1 isn't on the right side. I need it on the other side for it to work in my standard form. So I'm going to add the opposite, right? Plus 1x, plus 1x. Can I add 1x to 4y? I cannot. They're not like terms. I cannot add them. This is a mistake that I see you guys make all the time. And then you decide that it's 5y. It's not. This becomes 1x plus 4y. I ran out of room. And it's going to be equal to, what am I left with on this side? Negative 4. Now my answer is in standard form. We're going to do it again. Okay? So for number 2, we can set this up into my original slope-intercept. What is y equal? What's my m? And what is my so I don't need it as a fraction, right? Because 3 over 1 is 3. And what is my y-intercept? Plus 4. So do I have to multiply to get rid of my fractions here? I don't, right? I could just move this over, my x over. So how do I move my x over? Subtract 3x. I want to move the whole thing over. And I'm going to subtract it to both sides of my equation. Right? So what do I bring down now? Minus 3x, right? What is this going to be? Or plus y, right? Juan's shy, so we're going to let him hide. This becomes 0, and what am I left with on this side? Is it now in my standard form? ax plus by equals c. So this is all I have to do. Is it getting clearer for you? Okay? We're going to keep working it. Okay? So 3 and 4, it's already in the slope-intercept format. And you guys just need to do this up here to make it work. Okay? I'm going to have you guys do those on your own. It's already set up in slope-intercept form. Okay? What am I going to multiply by both sides to get rid of this fraction here? By 5, right? How about over here? Do I have to do multiplication? What am I going to multiply both sides by to get rid of it? By 3. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? So these 5s are going to cancel, and I'm going to have a negative 3, and then whatever 5 times 5 is. These 3s are going to cancel. I'm going to have 2x, and whatever 3 times a negative 1 is. Okay? I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes to work on problems 3 and 4. So most of you should already be done with at least number 3. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and multiply 5 times y using distributive property to eliminate my parentheses. That's going to give me 5y. On this side, I'm going to multiply 5 times negative 3 over 5. My 5s are going to cancel. It's going to give me a negative 3x. And then I'm going to multiply 5 times positive 5, which is going to give me plus 25. Right? So now I'm close. I need to move this negative 3x. So the opposite of negative 3x, and this is where you guys got to be careful, is positive 3x. Okay? So as I do that, I'm going to end up with positive 3x, positive 5y, and it's going to be equal to 25. Bam. Okay? Did you guys get it right? How many of you guys got it right without my help?
I got it right.
Good. So you guys are on the right track. Well, not my help though, right? Okay, so that's it. You guys are on the right track. Go ahead and finish up number 4, but we're going to look at number 5 and 6 right now. Okay? We're going to look at number 5 and 6. Okay? And I asked you guys, Matthew, please. I asked you guys to write this down. And I haven't seen a lot of you doing it. I want you to write B equals M equals. Matthew, please. So I want you to write B equals and M equals for all of them. B equals and M equals. B equals and M equals. I want you to write them out. Okay? So we're going to find our B's first. Where does it cross this line? What's this? This is going to be 1. How about this one? Where does it cross this line? What is it? Negative 2. Okay, let's look at number 7. Sorry, let me point that in the right direction here. Where does it cross this line? Right? +3. Where does it cross here? Again, +3. So the B's are easy, right? That's your starting point. Make sure you put a point there because that's going to help you understand your triangle that you're finishing up. Okay, so the next step is to find that triangle that you're going to complete. So I'm going to go right along here. It's not crossing right in the middle, right? It's not crossing right in the middle. How about here? Yeah, it looks like here. So there's my second point. I'm going to draw a triangle. And sometimes it's easier if you draw it in a different color so that you can see what you're doing. That didn't work too well. Let me erase the old one. There. Okay, so now I have another one. Now listen, as I'm going in this direction, did I go up or down in my triangle? I went down, so that means, and how many spaces did I go down? So since I went down 1, it's -1. And how many spaces to the right did I go? 1, 2, 3. And the right is always positive. So my slope is going to be a -1/3. Eyes up here, guys. All right, so I'm going to do this again. Now I have my B and my slope intercepts, and that's a good thing to have. But let's go ahead and do number 6. I'm going to follow this line. Did it cross right in the middle? No. How about here? Yep, possibly. So I'm going to go ahead and complete my triangle. Okay. So to complete that triangle, did I go up or down? I went up. How many spaces? 2. And then I went to the right. How many? 1. Okay, so 2/1. But wait a minute. What's 2 divided by 1?
2.
So I could just write it as 2. Okay, if I'm graphing, I like to have my fraction. If I'm taking it from my graph to an equation, it's okay to have a whole number. Okay, and that's the difference. I can write 2/1, but 2/1 is always going to be reduced to 2. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at number 7. Okay? All right, let's look at number 7. Maybe here? You know what? It's not really clear to me, so I'm going to go backwards just to make sure that it's actually working. Let's zoom in a little bit. Is it there? How about here? I don't know. Maybe this one works best for me. Here? Okay. You know what? Let's use that one. Let's use that one. Okay, because this is a good example. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, you know, these are hard to tell. So if you're for sure with this one, then use it. But I'm going to show you something, okay? So am I going up on this triangle? So let's count my spaces up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's count my spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So can it be a fraction like that? Absolutely it can. My rise is 7, my run is 4. Okay, that still works. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Huh? No. All right, so let's look at number 9. Number 9. I'm going to look, nope, possibly. Okay. Number 8, sorry. Let's go ahead and complete this triangle. Okay. Did I go up or down to finish this triangle? Down how many? So -1. Did I? And then my run is always to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope is -1/5. And I recommend that you do this to all of them on the back before you start doing the math. Okay? Because this is the easy part. Okay? So now I know my slope and I know my y-intercept. I can now put this into my slope equals mx number 5 plus b. So now I have it in my slope-intercept form, right? And now, here's the hard part. I want it to be in standard form. Okay? So I need to move this stuff around. Am I going to have to multiply by anything?
Yes.
I'm going to have to multiply both sides by what number? By 3. Okay? And that's going to give me, the basis for the rest of my problem. 3y is equal to, this is going to cancel out, so I'm going to have a negative 1x. 3 plus times 1 is 3. And then I can solve it from here, right? Move that 1x over, and it's going to give me my standard form answer. So plus 1x on both sides. What's that going to give me?
Why is that on 4x?
So plus. So that's going to give me a positive 1x, or just x, right? Plus 3y. This is going to eliminate. What am I left with on this side?
4.
No, 3. That's my standard form. I could put a 1 here, but I don't have to. If you do, I'm not going to mark it wrong. Or Mr. G won't mark it wrong. But if you don't, it's still right. Okay? So now we have these set up. They're ready to go. Right? Do you have any questions on it? So number 6, look at number 6 really quick. What's my slope for, what did we say my slope was for number 6? 2, right? So am I going to need to multiply this, Jordan?
No.
No, right? Because there's no fraction. It's just going to be 2. So then I just got to move it over. This one's probably easier than these because I'm not doing any multiplying. You guys ready to do it? Okay, go get to work.